shit, what the fuck? Oh, okay. I was getting set to do a video about this last night after I saw the latest episode of Dragon Ball Super, and I think I just passed out from sheer awesomeness. That tends to happen occasionally. Okay, oh, it's tomorrow. Wow, probably should go get that looked at. Alright, well, yeah, Dragon Ball Super episode 90, bitches! It's time! Goku, Gohan, father-son beatdown, no holds bar. Actually, there are several bars that are hold. If that was the case, then Gohan would be in a smoldering crater right now. But, it was a really testosterone-fueled fight, and made more by the fact, if you actually look back through the story, the only real time that Goku and Gohan actually fought with each other was during their training against Cell in the hyperbolic time chamber. Now, you could just chalk that up to, oh, that was just training. Yeah, sure, it was training. They weren't trying to, kill each other as enemies, but they were seriously going at it with their full power at that point. However, you also have to take into account Gohan was like 10 when that happened, so here he is at his peak of physical ability after training with Piccolo for the past few day, for the day or so. This is all happening within the span of 4 to 8 hours, so just remember that, the past 10 episodes. So that's the weird thing, right? You gotta keep that in mind, right? Majin Buu becoming really fat and then really thin, that happened in the span of 5 hours. I can't wait to see how that's gonna play out in the tournament. But yeah, so this episode gets right to it, and the tone of it immediately, especially coming off a last episode, which is sort of comedic relief with Tien's tsundere girlfriend, running around everywhere. I have magical powers to turn them into Chinese zombies. This episode, first scene, you see Piccolo and Gohan, and, Piccolo just approaches him just I have nothing further to teach you, Gohan. There is but one thing you have left to do, one opponent you must face. You know who it is. And it's like fucking Piccolo's Yoda. It's just you can only take what you have with you or some shit. You know who you must confront. The person in the back of your mind. You know what? All I could think of this whole episode is that joke that Team 4-Star always does surrounding Piccolo being a much better father than Gohan, and Gohan actually sort of resenting his father because he's never around, that time in when they were doing their abridged version of when Goku got his body stolen by Ginyu. That I mean, you have to say, Gohan has a lot of respect for his father and everything like that, but there's a little bit of hostility there because Goku is not around for a lot, and whenever he is around, it's always let's train, and it's yeah, sorry son, I can come back to Earth, right now, but I'm gonna stick around on this random planet millions of miles away for a year and a half because I like to train. That's just how Goku is. His character's not designed to be a good father. I'm not going to go on a tangent about how Goku's not a good dad. If you actually look into a lot of the Buddhist references that they're going for with Goku's character and the way that he was raised just in story on planet, not raised, but just the genetics, kind of like that nature versus nurture argument, how Goku was bred to be a soldier or a warrior. They're not designed to have family. Now, Vegeta's different because Vegeta was in royalty, so he had a different, way that he was brought up about the world. So that's why he can have, Bulma, and he has a family and children and everything like that. Goku pretty much just views everybody, including his wife and son, as just really good friends. So I'm not going to be mad about that. But Gohan is not a full Saiyan. He's only half Saiyan. So he probably still has some pent-up daddy issues. So Gohan and Piccolo go to track down Goku. Goku is hanging out in just a random town with Tien and Master Roshi after the events of last episode. Pretty much right away, though, Gohan just walks in, and Goku just, without even noting, without saying a word, they just kind of look at each other, and Goku notices how stronger Gohan's gotten. He realizes Piccolo's been training him, and he's just Goku's all right, let's do this. And there was a line that Goku spoke much later in the episode, but it was, all this time I wanted to try to get stronger and fight stronger and stronger guys, and that's the reason why I'm so pumped for the Tournament of Power. But you were alongside me this whole time, Gohan. You were the perfect sparring partner right here. Why didn't I never get this? And my God, ladies and gentlemen, this You know how 2 episodes back I was talking about how I'm kind of disappointed in Gohan because I loved him so much growing up, and I felt like, oh man, Gohan, he's going to be the strongest character in this whole series. He's going to surpass Goku. And then after the events of Z, after he got absorbed by Boo and he kind of got shoved out, and then GT didn't do help, I felt betrayed, you know, and I was really hoping like this was going to change it around, and this episode fucking did it. This episode did it. I'm watching this episode rooting for Gohan. I'm watching this episode in awe of Gohan. I'm watching this episode and I felt this is the Gohan. We can go back to right around the time that he appeared to fight Majin Buu. Remember that moment? The last kick-ass, badass, shit-kicking moment that Gohan had in the fucking story before Super happened, before the movies? Gohan gets his mystic power unlocked by the Elder Kai, and then he goes back to Earth. And then Kibito changes him into his father's gi. And then he meets Goten and Trunks and Piccolo, and he's like, it's okay, guys, I got this. And then Super Buu shows up, and he proceeds just to kick the shit out of Super Buu. Okay, pause, and just put that Gohan aside, forget about everything else that happened after that at the end of Z, and then pick up, okay, put him right here in this episode, push play. Here we are. Okay, we're back. It took over 20 goddamn years, you know, but we're back. Okay, we're back. Okay, well, the first thing they do isn't even really a full-on, you know, battle like between both of them. It's more about a replication of the Tournament of Power itself. So they go and they find this big ass like mesa or plateau or whatever you want to call it, like the Grand Canyon, random wasteland number 62B in the Dragon Ball universe, right? And they're like, okay, so Master Roshi's kind of like the referee, and he's like, okay, it'll be 2-on-2, Piccolo Gohan versus Tien and Goku, and it'll be the same rules as the Tournament of Power. Whoever gets knocked off loses. Okay, so you get to see really Piccolo and Gohan displaying their teamwork a little bit. The first thing that Piccolo does is he starts to charge up like a big, wide sweeping, like Big Bang attack that Vegeta did. Remember that move? Because you figure that technique would actually be very useful because it's just a massive amount of ki that gets charged up and then just gets omnidirectional, just boom! Like a freaking nuke going off, and that would knock off the people off the arena. You'd think that if you could just pull that move off at the beginning of the Tournament of Power, you'd at least get rid of all the small fry that wouldn't be able to block it. You'd be able to knock out at least a few of them, right? So Piccolo starts charging up that. Gohan immediately starts to go fight Goku. Whereas Tien, you know, okay, it's a Gohan Goku episode all through and through. That's what this is. So I'm not going to be too upset by this, but I would have liked to say maybe Tien fight against Piccolo a little bit, simply because of the past with, you know, King Piccolo and everything, and you know, I'm sure Tien has maybe mixed feelings about him, even though he's an ally now. Although Tien, a little bit of arrogance on his face, because when Tien and Goku are getting ready to fight Gohan and Piccolo, Tien has this kind of like, is like, we should go easy on them, Goku-san. We don't want to hurt them. We shouldn't fight at full power. And I'm like, okay, Tien, I love you, man. I love you, but you have to admit you're probably the weakest one out of the four. Goku, Gohan, you don't even stand a chance. Piccolo, you know what? Piccolo and Tien, that would be a pretty solid fight. I would have loved to see a solid episode based around that. Who do you think would win there? That's more debatable. There was one scene where Tien tries to help out. Gohan and Goku are fighting in the air, and Tien's trying to, like, you know, figure out after he just got, like, fucking gut punched by Gohan. That taught Tien a little bit about what, like, not to use full power. Tien immediately charges toward Gohan. Gohan just appears right in front of him, just BAM! Just fucking gut punches Tien. And right at that point, I think Tien realizes, you know, he's not an idiot when it comes to fighting. Tien realizes, okay, yeah, I gotta use full power, holy shit, damn, okay. So, Kikoho, not even the Shin Kikoho, but the Neo, the new Tri-Beam, the thing that he used to fucking pancake semi-imperfect cell into the ground, that thing, you know, it could turn triangles into fucking squares. That thing, that actually is an upgraded version of his normal Tri-Beam, but it takes in a tremendous amount of ki, not very useful in combat, so I can understand why he just uses the regular one, but he aims it at Gohan and Goku first, and then Goku's like, don't worry about me, worry about Piccolo. And so he aims it at Piccolo. He's right about to shoot Piccolo with it, but then Gohan gets a chance of opportunity, blasts, you know, it's like Gohan and Piccolo have been training to fight as a team or something. It's fucking amazing, right? So eventually Piccolo blows his load all over the freaking arena, and which eventually, and then of course Gohan and Goku's fight, it just basically ends up leveling the entire fucking thing. The entire plateau is just blown away by this. And you think that's it. You think that's all that's going to be. The battle has been over. I would say very clearly Gohan and Piccolo were showing better teamwork skills and have succeeded. But Gohan's not done yet. Gohan feels like he's not really gotten a chance to use full power. He hasn't really had a chance to... He just wants to straight up fight his dad. He just wants to straight up fight him and see how far he's come. So he's like, Goku, dad, father, whatever, Otosan, whatever, fight me now, full power. So this is where the real fight gets kicked off. There's another scene that happens with Universe 10, but I'll just wait till the end. I'm not going to fucking stop in the middle and talk about that. That's not a big deal. It's like, let's just get to this now, all right? This battle, man, it's, the music is amazing. The choreography is really good. Granted, I wasn't watching this, like, frame by frame, so there were probably some frames in there that looked like shit. I love the backdrop of, like, the starry night sky as, you know, they're amping up their key attacks and everything, and so that's a neat little aesthetic there. Goku stays mostly Super Saiyan 2, which is an interesting form that he chose to take that. Perhaps that's because that's Gohan's, iconic form when he confronted Cell and everything like that. We don't really get to see Goku going just to 2. That's what I said a few episodes ago. We don't really get to see 2 or 3 that much anymore. Usually it's, base form and then Super Saiyan, and if Super Saiyan doesn't cut it, you just skip right to blue. So we get to see Super Saiyan 2 with the electricity shooting off of it, which that's pretty cool that they did that. Because, wait, no, actually, I take it back. There is some shitty animation, because I remember when Goku's going Super Saiyan 2, the lightning animation looks like garbage. It doesn't even look like lightning. It's just like, how, like, really cool in Z, like the bioelectricity, like clacking off of it. Here, it's literally just like if I were to take, like, a blue pen and just, like, boom, that's electricity, that's lightning, and just flash it over certain parts of Goku. But that's neither here nor there. They fight like that for a little bit. The highlights of the fight, the scenes that I really liked, there was a Kamehameha beam struggle between Gohan and Goku. At one point during this beam struggle, Goku instant transmissions and does, like, this sweeping, like, kick to knock, like, so Gohan's doing, like, the beam struggle thing, and then Goku just whip, and then just knocks his freaking feet off. That was pretty cool. Another really awesome scene here is, where Gohan and Goku, they're fighting, and then there's no speaking. It's just like, so you get used to hearing that for fucking, like, just 7 straight minutes. But there's a scene where they're just fighting, just exchanging, blows and punches and thrusts and shit, and then Gohan just knocks Goku back, and then just charges up like a fucking energy blast, just to blast it right in Goku's face and sends him flying. It all culminates, with Goku finally just amping it up to blue. Like, Gohan's like, show me your full power. He goes to blue, and he's like, no, Dad, show me your full power. And he's like, okay, Kaioken blue. Goku charging up Mystic, and there's a soundtrack that plays in the background, and I know the name of the soundtrack. It's Son Goku, Our Savior, or maybe Our Savior, Son Goku. Really awesome track. It's that epic, like, godly, like, like the fucking, okay, so you got, alright, just back up a second. This is the part where my heart kind of exploded, and I had to pass out for a while. Okay. You have Gohan, Mystic Gohan, full power. You have Super Saiyan God Blue, Kaioken Goku. The first real confrontation that father and son have really had in this story, then they're on equal levels. And you know what? You honestly don't know where this is gonna go. You want to think Goku's gonna win, and he does, but you don't know. You really don't. It had me guessing where they were gonna go with this. You have the beautiful, like, backdrop and everything, and then you have the epic godly choir music queuing up. I mean, this is the scene that, like, makes people that weren't into Dragon Ball into Dragon Ball. Like, I could see myself watching this and just my friend walking by that's never even given a shit about anime and then see that and be like, damn, that looks kind of cool. I don't really care about this, but I'm gonna sit down and watch this for a little bit, because that's fucking awesome. So finally, it ends with a big, huge, Goku charging in Kaioken Blue, Gohan, Mystic, and just BAM! And then it's like, Tien, Piccolo, everyone's looking out there. Piccolo's like, go, Gohan! Master Roshi's taking off his glasses, like, this is incredible. Tien's like, holy shit, I might be out of my league. Chaozu's like having freaking a seizure in the background. And then finally, we end it with Gohan looking like he got knocked out, but he manages to hold on one more time and just launches a punch. It falls right short of hitting Goku. And he just passes out in the intermediate here and then falls to the ground. And then right after this, right after the intense choir music battle, we have the very emotional music cue up, you know, that played, usually plays like at the end of the arcs after they wrap everything up and everything. And so Goku goes down and catches his son, which is very reminiscent of a lot like when he fought like Frieza and Gohan got knocked out, or when Gohan got knocked out by Raccoon on Namek, you know, Goku like picked his son up and shit like that. And, at the end of the episode, Goku lets Gohan become the leader for Team 7. Team Universe 7. This isn't Naruto. Team Universe 7. And, I mean, it's a good move. Either him or Piccolo as the leader, tactically. But I think Gohan certainly proved himself here. And you know what? I'm just saying, Goku, in these practice rounds he's had, like practicing to fight on the Tournament of Power, he hasn't been doing too well. So do you think Goku himself is prepared enough for this? I'd have to ask. Because it seems like everyone else is working their asses off, and Goku is kind of just treating this really lightheartedly like he always does, not really putting a lot of thought into it. Then again, you don't have a lot of time to prepare, so it's not like he could do anything here if he wanted to. But that's the end of the episode, and so I felt that this episode really, if nothing else, it made me really feel what I felt for Gohan back when I was a little kid watching Z. And that means the world to me. It really does, that I have this character that I can care about again, so that's pretty fucking worth it. One more scene in the episode, it's just a kind of a side. We get to see Universe 10. We get to see Gowas sitting there, and you can understand why Gowas is a little bit concerned about gathering strong fighters to fight for Universe 10, considering what happened with Zamos. He's really freaking... I can't pick anybody, because he's like post-traumatic stress disorder a little bit. He's just like, after what happened with Zamos, he killed me like 3 different times. I don't figure out... if I pick anybody, I'm going to be worried that he's going to be some sort of conniving fucking Machiavellian schemer here. We get Ramoosh, the pink elephant dude, god of destruction, and the lolly angel, which we know the name of the... You know what? Fuck it. We're at the end of this. I'm just gonna look it up now. They had the names of all the angels released. I apparently missed that, but yeah, let's just go look up what the name of that angel is. Let's see. Universe... What the fuck? Outlook. Universe 10 Angel Dragon Ball Super. It's at the end here. I'm good. Kus, or Kuss. Kus. How the hell? Kusu. Okay. Kusu is the lolly angel. Alright, well anyway, Ramoosh comes up and says, Gowas, you think too much with your head. All you really need to win a tournament is you need muscle. So we're going to the Major the Major Louise Armstrong route with it from Full Metal Alchemist. You just need the muscles, Edward Elric. So they bring in a team of these really buff bodybuilder type aliens from Universe 10 that all like have protein shakes that they're like, yes, we must drink protein at designated time periods to build strong bodies. All right, everyone, now pose. So yeah, they're gonna get their asses kicked. I mean, yeah, the tournament that involves mostly being strategic, trying to figure out how to knock your opponent out. So you want to make sure the best way is like, no, you just need muscles to win. So, yeah, I don't think Universe 10's gonna win this at all. But it was cool seeing Gowas again, the pink elephant dude, the little lolly angel. That's kind of weird, but okay. So that's what they're doing. There's also been a theory that if the other universes do end up getting destroyed, they're going to use this, and let's say Universe 7 wins, the Universe 7's going to use the Super Dragon Balls to wish all of the inhabitants of the destroyed universes into Universe 7. And the credence for why this would work is there's only like 28 worlds that are inhabited in all of Universe 7, so if nothing else, I mean, King Yemen would be kind of pissed because his job would just get like 7 times more difficult, but, I mean, it would work, right? Kinda. The Kais would be like, King Kai would be like, Goku, I have like 30 more worlds to keep track of now, what did you do? I'm like, they were all gonna get destroyed, King Kai. I'm like, oh, whatever. That's an idea. I don't know. They could always make Universe 7 bigger. It's the Super and Dragon Balls. You can do whatever the fuck you want with it. After you wish for 17's boat. That, yeah. All right, well, anyway, that's the episode, guys. Sorry for the, little bit of delay there, but hope you guys enjoyed. Next episode looks like we're going to get a meeting between all the members of 7, so we're getting to see, like, 17 and 18 reunite. Going to get to see Tien and everything again. I hope Yamcha's there just for comedic effect, just to see that Tien was selected and he wasn't. That'd be kind of funny. All right, anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. This will be Tekking101 signing out. Later, guys.